Happy 20th anniversary, Kingdom Hearts 2. That's crazy. Hello. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit. Every time, it is so hard not to say Prosecutor's Path. That's what it was for so long. Last time we boarded the plane and we investigated a little more. And now we are going to be interrogating the president of Zhengfa. Because we finally got him to let us investigate, because if it didn't happen on the plane, then he can't claim extraterritorial rights or whatever the fuck. Who cares? Who cares about that reasoning? I find the reasoning in the second half of this case to be a little silly. Not some of the series' best, we'll put it that way. Yeah. We should finish this case today, God willing, but I did talk a lot this morning. I was on call with my friend, who usually we call every week, but she's been really busy, and I've also been busy on our usual call time, and so finally, we didn't do anything, we just kind of like chatted for 3 hours, because we had so much to catch up on, and I wish for everyone to have a friend like her. I'm very grateful for her. Sarah, you will probably never watch this, and hopefully you already know this, but I am very grateful for you in my life. Truly a drop of sanity in this crazy world. Everyone should have one of those. So, yeah, let's get into it. I gotta remember all these voices. The president's voice, how was I doing his voice? I remember, like, generally what it was. But what was I doing with my mouth to make it? I think I kind of remember.
Where was I when the incident occurred? The stage, of course. Suddenly, Workonaut Knight jumped in front of me. Then, bang! A shock rang out, and a plain, unblemished balloon of red exploded nearby. Not hesitating for an instant, my bodyguards tried to escort me back to the safety of the plane. And then, the second shot. The bullet went right through Rook and lodged itself in the bulletproof vest I was wearing.
Sorry. I guess if you look at it in one way, the president is also a victim here.
Yes, the victim of an attempted assassination. Rook was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
But that makes it even weirder. Why would the target of a crime try to obstruct the investigation? Why would the target of a crime try to obstruct the... Oh, talking about the president. I thought she was talking about Rook. I was like, what? He's dead. What is he obstructing? Oh boy.
My guess is that there's something behind all this that he doesn't want made public.
I'm a little brain dead. I ran an errand, and then I was like, I got all the things I needed. No, I didn't. I forgot thread. I'm never gonna finish this cosplay at this rate. It's fine. It's not the one that's more time sensitive anyway.
A cover-up, huh? I knew there was more to this case than meets the eye. And the president isn't the only one who knows the truth. Isn't that right, Mr. Knight? Time to get to the bottom of this once and for all.
Where?
And how would you describe the incident exactly? Oh, you naive little man. Do you really think your silly, simple question will shake me? I was involved in a craven attempt to silence me with cold steel. And while I was speaking to my adoring public, no less.
Do they adore you? I don't remember what the public opinion of this man is.
When they stepped in to protect you, were you aware of the fact that you were being targeted? Was I aware of them? No! I was aware of my audience, nothing else. When I step up to the podium, I enter another world entirely. A place of rapture, a place beyond words.
Yeah, I think that's called stage fright. I bet you were like a deer in headlights.
No, 1,000 times no. I remember every second. Each moment is indelibly etched into my memory. When Rook and Knight stepped in, I was shocked, overwhelmed, taken aback.
Hold it!
About that red balloon. Are you trying to test me, Mr. Prosecutor? No, Mr. President. I simply wish to confirm what you remember.
Because the balloon was this.
Very well. There were two very large, very round balloons, one on either side of the stage. Their deep crimson hue stood stark against the sky, just as the security plan said they would.
Did it? そうなの? 本当だ. Okay.
Both security plans?
Oh wait, can I zoom? Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I would be able to do something with that. Actually, hold on. Nope, didn't want that. I wanted this. Okay, yeah, I can compare. Okay, cool, never mind. It's not useful right now, but I just wanted to know.
The same security plan we found in the trash can, I assume. Rook and Knight leapt my aid just before the balloon exploded.
Hold it!
You said they tried to escort you back onto the plane? Yes, that is exactly what I said. They threw open their attaché cases.
I hate this word.
That must be the moment Kay captured on camera, and immediately moved to help me back onto the aircraft.
Hold it!
Do you know where that second bullet went? Is this how you treat a foreign dignitary? Or do you really think such needling questions necessary?
Whoa, what's he so upset about?
Must you insist on going over the same details again and again? Even my patience has its limits. You know full well where it went.
Hold it!
If I may ask, what was the victim like in that moment? He was a man amongst men, a real hero. The mere impact of the bullet took my breath away, and yet he had the strength to grab me and rush me back inside the presidential plane. So you and the victim entered the plane together, is that correct? Yes, he offered his noble protection and I gladly accepted it. All was as it should be.
Hi, Nim! How's your internet? That sounds nice and all, but doesn't that just mean he's always the first to make his escape?
He's the president detective. It's basically in his job description to do so.
Nothing he's saying seems too off base. Guy's the victim here. Wouldn't make much sense for him to lie to us, you know? Guess we gotta assume he's telling the...
No, one of the things he said is clearly wrong. Think back to the scene of the crime.
Huh? Did we miss something? Alright, let me see that evidence again.
I might as well take another look myself.
Alright. I have a couple of, like, questions here. Okay. My thoughts. Still good! Yay! It's back! We love to see it. So the bullets were shot from the left side of the spectator area. This indicates to me that it was not the left side. Both of these. Because when we look at this, let me also look at Kay's pictures. Because there was this. Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to shoot that part of him. I guess, no, if he had his back turned to the audience while they're rushing him off the plane or whatever, I guess that's the excuse, but I... Okay. And then the second shot. Is it potentially this? Oh, okay. I think it's this. Let's try this first.
Objection!
Okay. So the second shot happened like twice in a row, though. However, if this Tylenol doesn't do what it's supposed to do, I don't know if I can stay for long. I have a crazy crying headache. No, I'm so sorry. I also have a little bit of a headache, so this won't be the longest stream. I will try to get through this as quickly as possible, although I'm not doing well so far. And then the second shot. I want to try this and this.
Objection!
Okay, it's not to do with that then. Yeah. Because there's a couple things here. Because he's saying that there was a gap in between, but the tape doesn't show that. But if that's not what we were looking for, I think instead...
Objection!
Oh, really? Oh, really? What? Okay, whatever. Okay. Is it that the balloon popped first? Because I don't think that's important enough. I think it has to do with either the timing of the second shot or this. But I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let's just rule this bullshit out.
Objection!
Or that could be it. Okay. This is why I don't like this second half of this case. That is not it. That's so unimportant. But okay.
You say it was a plain red balloon that burst. But I strongly beg to differ. It was the motherfucking steel samurai, you nincompoop. Whoa. Take a look at this. I think you'd agree that it's hardly plain, wouldn't you? No! What? Who is that? It's the motherfucking steel samurai! Get it through your thick head. Mr. President, meet the steel samurai. I would have hoped you might recognize him.
Aw, that's not as funny as the other translation where it was like... He's basically like... get it... Like... Get fucked. I forget exactly what he says, but it's a lot meaner.
Especially if you were hoping to ingratiate yourself with the people of this country.
Yeah, you need to watch the Jammin' Ninja too. He's amazing.
So you see, the balloon that was struck by the bullet was anything but plain. He just ignores her. It was, in fact, of the steel samurai. Who cares? But the briefing mentioned 2 plain red balloons. And there they are, right on the security plan.
They do look pretty plain, don't they? Just simple, round balloons.
Knight, what is the meaning of this? Explain yourself.
Oh, yes, Mr. President. It seems the steel samurai balloon was borrowed at the last minute, sir.
Borrowed?
That's what we were told. Guess they only reported the incident to us bodyguards, though. Seems like there was a little trouble here on site last night. One of the original balloons burst somehow. So they swapped it in as an emergency replacement? Yeah, one of the stall holders happened to have it. From what I hear, he was more than willing to lend it out. A very happy-go-lucky kind of guy, they said. Larry, he's back at it. A happy-go-lucky stallholder with a steel samurai balloon to spare, huh? They filled just the bottom part up with air to make it look like the other ornamental balloon. Ah, naruhodo. So while it was a steel samurai balloon, it was made to look like a plain red one above water. And then you drowned my boy. Is that the long and short of it?
Nart, why was I not informed of this?
'Cause who cares? Sorry, sir. We didn't think it was a pressing issue. And indeed, you saw it and knew no different, correct?
Yes, I suppose so.
Could he really have mistaken the steel samurai's pants for a plain red balloon? Still, Mr. President, I struggle to see how you wouldn't have noticed something different about the balloon.
Of course!
What's that outburst for?
Now I remember. I could barely see the balloon.
You couldn't see it?
That's right. The wind was blowing too hard. The flags to the sides of the stage were flapping incessantly and blocking my view.
Is that so?
Yes, those two flags. They were being blown back towards me.
There would have been a strong wind blowing right around the time of the incident. Yeah, because the weather was changing, but I don't think that was what was happening. Oh, I guess it would have been, because that is the flag. Alright, well, you're safe for now. Strong enough to blow the flags in just such a fashion. But does that conflict with any way? Oh, I cannot wait for her night to redact it. Honestly, same. Yes, because... No? Yes, because of this. Right, I forgot about that. Okay. Yes, it does. Thank you, Mr. President. Your testimony has revealed yet another contradiction.
It has.
Yes, a contradiction that could turn this entire case on its head. When I arrived on the scene, the wind had died down and the flags were resting calmly for the most part. But if the wind had previously been blowing the flags as the president describes, a certain piece of evidence suddenly takes on a very different meaning. Which piece of evidence contradicts the stated conditions of the stage at the time of the incident. Koreyami. Earlier, we deduced that the bullet that struck the steel samurai balloon and the bullet that passed through the flag were one and the same. From these two things, we further deduced that the trajectory the bullet must have taken. And we concluded that our shooter must have fired from the left side of the spectator area. But if the flags were blowing as the president describes, our conclusion becomes quite different. No way! If the flags were pointed in the other direction? Exactly. Our trajectory changes completely. And if we trace that trajectory back to its source, we can ascertain who really fired that shot. Wait! But Mr. Edgeworth, that would mean... Yes, I know. We may not yet understand the reason why, but it can only have been one person who did it. Who does the bullet's new trajectory implicate as the one who fired the shot? This motherfucker. The person who fired that shot was none other than you, Mr. Knight. What? The path from the balloon back to the flag, or through the flag, leads directly to the spot where you were standing. I'm gonna get you. But the guy's one of the president's bodyguards. Why the heck would he go around shooting balloons?
This is absurd. What exactly are you trying to imply? That Mr. Knight, a man who has saved my life countless times, is my would-be assassin?
Seriously, Edgeworth, we put up with a lot from you. But this? We're President Wong's bodyguards. We're the pieces put on the board to protect the king. He probably pronounces his name like Wang. Just to make him more annoying. I won't. Because it bothers me, but...
I'll handle this, Knight.
Sorry, sir.
Mr. Edgeworth, the wind was indeed blowing quite fiercely around the time of my speech. But the wind can pick up and die away in an instant, can it not? Therefore, I need proof. Proof that it was blowing hard enough to lift the flags during that crucial moment.
We have it. I found it earlier.
The first shot was fired right around the time the president raised his fist. I have a piece of evidence that shows just that.
I might have more than one, technically. Okay, it was just the picture.
Perhaps it can also show us what is happening with the flag then too.
Take that!
Your proof is in this picture right here.
This should be good. Which picture? Where?
Hold on. I guess it would be the second one. Yeah, okay.
We can see which way the flag was really blowing right here.
Take that!
Well, do you deny that it clearly shows the flag?
Sorry, this song, I cannot help but think of the fucking dog race video that person made. Where it's Edgeworth in like the obstacle course. I just think, I hear this dun, 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 and that's what I think of immediately.
There we have it. Proof that it was blowing toward you at the moment of the shooting.
So that means our pal over there did shoot the balloon?
Making him the assassin?
Mr. Knight,
I don't think he's the assassin. Because what would his motive be? And if he wanted to assassinate the president, he would have had a better chance, I think.
Mr. Knight is not the assassin. He may have shot the balloon, but the president was on the other side of him entirely. Therefore, he can't have been aiming at his boss.
Yeah, besides, why would I even shoot the balloon? What would be the point?
I don't know, create a distraction.
And watch how you answer, or I might aim for something else next.
Can someone tackle him and take his gun, please?
There was a point, I'm sure of it. If I can figure out what it was, perhaps I can finally put this whole conundrum to rest. Knight definitely shot the balloon.
Oh, is it because he saw the laser pointer?
That fact alone changes everything about the case.
Boop, 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 boop. Is this why it wouldn't let me connect these earlier? Oh. That could have been better timing. Oh, jeez.
Why did Knight's assigned position change?
I told you! I can't turn my neck to the right. Could only cover the president's left side. So I wound up moving to the right side of the stage.
But is that the only reason? Let us suppose that the plan hadn't changed, that Knight had remained posted on the left. Given that he was unable to turn his head to the right, would he even have been able to shoot the balloon closest to him?
Not well.
Could it be that the security plan was changed for the express purpose of popping one of the balloons? And if we suppose that to be the case, the two plans are different. Was the security detail reorganized at some point?
Yeah, we made some last-minute changes yesterday. President's orders.
That's right. The president was the one who ordered the change.
So he knew he was going to get assassinated. Or the attempt was going to happen. Naruhodo.
If I'm reading things right, the president knew in advance about the balloon shooting, which means he must have had foreknowledge he would be in someone's crosshairs today as well. And if that's true, then everything else that's been bothering me falls neatly into place. How did the shooter get a gun past such heavy security? And why would they then carry out the shooting wearing such a conspicuous item of clothing? Why use a laser sight that would give away their location in an instant? And how did the president suffer no injuries at all despite a direct hit to his vest? These are the questions that Knight and the president don't want us to consider. There was only one possible reason for Mr. Knight to have fired his gun. To create the illusion of an assassination attempt.
What? Huh?
Idiot! You do understand what you're saying! Oh, I understand all too well. I understand everything now.
I love it when he gets cunty. I kind of forgot about this part.
Most of all, I understand why you were so keen to take this investigation off my hands, Mr. President. You wanted your real plans to remain hidden.
How dare you speak to me that way? Is this some sort of sick joke?
Oh, it's no joke, I assure you. It is simply the truth, as revealed by the careful application of logic and reasoning. Nothing more. The first shot was fired by Mr. Knight with the specific intention of hitting that balloon. The sound of gunfire and the bursting of the balloon were guaranteed to cause a panic. And then, he fired again.
He did?
Yes, he fired 2 bullets, both of which were aimed at the balloon. As for why he did so, it's because the second shot was designed to create the impression that the president had been hit.
So then, what's the deal with the one in the vest?
I'm willing to bet that bullet was planted there long before the shooting ever occurred.
So Mr. Heroic President didn't take a bullet after all?
Hold it! That's not true. I was shot, I tell you.
We'll be able to verify that for ourselves once we take a closer look at the bullet. At the very least, we can expect to find traces of Mr. Rook's blood on it, correct?
But you said it yourself. You found the shooter in a photograph. The person with the red hood.
I thought I had made myself clear. The trajectory points to only one possible shooter, Mr. Knight.
Then where does Tabby fit into all this?
She was simply one part of their plan. In order to place the suspicion elsewhere, they set about creating a fake assassin.
The highly suspicious person with the red hood.
I have yet to ascertain exactly how complicit Miss Lloyd is with the whole scheme. But I can say with some confidence that none of the shots were fired by her. I suspect her only job was to point a laser sight at the president.
That's right! Then I was...
Tasked with turning your jacket inside out the moment the crowd flew into a panic. Yes, thus making the mysterious red-hooded shooter disappear in the blink of an eye. Then, when the gun and the security plan were later found in the trash can, it would have all appeared to have been the work of an assassin so skilled they could vanish into thin air.
But then the case would have gone cold.
Exactly what our friends here were hoping for.
Makes sense now why they wanted you off the case.
Indeed, because the entire affair was a cheap ruse perpetrated by the president himself.
Ew, I forgot that his face is like that. I forgot. Ew. Ew.
No, I...
The presidential mask has well and truly slipped. Admit it, the entire assassination was a lie, wasn't it?
Oh, that stupid chief prosecutor had insisted on assigning you. Oh, how could I let this happen?
I do love that he's like the Cowardly Lion design, but he's also so hard to look at. Objection!
That's enough, Edgeworth.
Mr. Knight!
Sorry, but I'm speaking with the president right now. Yeah, well, I'm doing my job as a knight and protecting my king.
God, I can't wait for this guy to redact it.
So go ahead, keep running your mouth. Perhaps it would be better if we stuck to threatening each other with words.
He wouldn't. Would he?
Nah, I don't need this thing to shut you up. Alright, my move. Question. You claim I fired my gun from on stage. How do you figure I did that in front of a crowd of thousands? An excellent point. Time for my counter move, I suppose. You had a certain something that allowed you to conceal your actions. It's the case.
That's right.
A certain something, huh? Mighty specific. What did Knight use to hide his actions from the crowd?
La café.
Take that!
La bolsa. No, wrong word, but it's fine.
My attaché case? Yes. Take a look at Kay's photograph. Your right hand is completely obscured by the case. At the very moment this picture was taken, you were firing your gun. And in such a way that you wouldn't be detected.
Objection!
You don't like to let the facts get in the way of a good theory, do you, Edgeworth? Shame you don't seem to have noticed. Noticed what? The theories are all you have. Conjectures? Nothing more. The flag was billowing in the wind at precisely the right moment. I hid my gun with my attaché case. We changed the security plan because I couldn't turn my head.
Well, that's true. You said so.
It's all just speculation. Circumstantial evidence at best. You can't prove any of it. If you at least had the bullet that burst the balloon, you might have a scrap of credibility. Oh, imagine you could have run forensics to see if it matched my gun. But no, that bullet is at the bottom of the lake. You gonna go dredge it up? I hate to say it, but he's right. I don't have anything concrete. I thought not. Maybe now you can shut your mouth, from la bouche.
Hold it. Hold it!
Ms. Lloyd. Of course, she could shed some light on this whole situation. I just need to get her to talk. What's the matter? Something you want to say, Miss Journalist?
No, never mind.
That's what I thought. Ms. Lloyd. I need you to be brave. If you don't speak up, the truth will be lost forever. You are a journalist, after all, are you not?
Dang it! I can't stay quiet any longer.
Hey, you understand what you're doing, right? I think carefully before opening that mouth of yours.
I was so focused on bagging me a scoop, I forgot the most important thing of all. Real journalists don't lie. Ain't no dang scoop if it ain't the truth. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I should have showed you this before.
What is it?
It's the laser pointer I used on the president. But that's all I done. I never shot nobody.
You stupid! I thought I told you. You squeal and you go down as an accomplice.
It was him. He told me to do it. I was at Junk Files Embassy sniffing out a story like I told you. This was 3 days back. He comes up to me out of the blue, just starts talking. Help me out and I'll give you exclusive access to the president. That kind of stuff.
But what about the gun in the trash can?
That I don't know nothing about. I swear it. All he told me was to wear a jacket with a red hood and to point that there pointer at the president. I never thought for a minute it'd blow up in my face so bad. I'm sorry. Truly, I am.
Thank you, Miss Lloyd. I'd like you to testify to that effect when this goes to trial. It ought to go a long way towards proving that the assassination was a sham.
What's wrong with you people? Oh, I should have, sorry. That's the wrong voice.
Oh, what's wrong with you people? Don't any of you know what's good for you? My sympathies, Mr. Knight. Had you successfully removed me from this case as you'd intended, perhaps then you could have kept your pawn quiet.
I forgot about that. So, let me get this straight. You told Tabby, if you let slip about our fake assassination plot, we'll have you convicted for murder. Or something like that?
Of all the dirty... I said no such thing!
Hold it.
Hold it! President Wong?
Give it up, Knight. It's time we came clean. It's our only choice.
So, Mr. President, you admit it. You admit that there was a plot to fake an assassination attempt?
I do. I'm sorry.
But why? Why do something like that?
My popularity has been on the wane back home. I thought surviving an attempt on my life might give me the boost I needed.
No, not usually.
I know what we did was wrong. So yes, it was all lies, all of it.
And the bullet in the vest?
It was planted ahead of time. I wasn't hit by anything today.
But then, what was up with the killer?
Our plan got out somehow. And then he just appeared, hellbent on turning our fake assassination into a real one.
Hence the red raincoat, I suppose. He'd hoped to get in close as the fake assassin to finish the job.
There is one thing I don't understand, though.
Oh? And what would that be?
Why did Rook have to die? If the whole thing was a fake, how did he wind up getting killed for real?
That's true. And therein lies the real question.
Yeah, we've been discussing this and there's a corpse on the floor. Classic.
He was a fine bodyguard. The best, in fact. He may not have been a native of Jungfa, but he was someone I could fully trust.
Mr. Rook must have been really something to gain the trust of someone who'd hide from his own shadow. Sounds like he was as trustworthy to the president as I am to you, huh, sir?
I believe that's for me to say, Detective, not you. Mr. Rook must have known about the plan too then, correct?
He wasn't aware of any specific details, so not really. I tried to involve him, but he refused.
And you would have done well to listen to him.
This is a tragedy. The life of a good man has been wasted.
What was so great about him, anyway? What's gotten into him? He was just another piece on the board, there to protect you. Nothing more.
Mr. Knight, how could you?
Who was it that actually went along with your plan, huh, Mr. President? Oh, well that...
Sorry, I have to calibrate it. Sometimes it gets too Californian.
Well, that pious coward backed down when you needed him to step up the most.
I value your support too, of course, but...
Look, I'm your chief bodyguard now. That's all that matters. And now that spineless fool Rook is gone, things are gonna change around here. Thanks to me, genius strategist, Grandmaster! Grandmaster Mention! Grandmaster Mention!
I can't believe Wei Wuxian is in this game.
Rightful leader of this team.
We are all well aware of your ambitions, Knight. But doesn't this seem a little imprudent to you?
Oh, that's the laugh.
Why? My plan this time was perfect, as they always are, and as they always will be. That's quite a statement, especially considering that your perfect plan was an abject failure. Yeah, no thanks to you, and that buffoon Rook. And how exactly was it Mr. Rook's fault?
Oh my god, sorry, that was coming up from somewhere deep within me. Grandmaster Mention!
If he hadn't died, the killer would have never come after me. And I wouldn't have had to let you on this plane.
Please, Mr. Knight, you mustn't talk like that.
Fine. The guy died protecting you, Mr. President. I'm sure that's just what he always wanted. But did he die protecting the president?
Wait, I thought the whole assassination thing was fake?
Aw, come on! Do I have to say everything twice? We planned a fake assassination, but somebody else came along and tried to make it real. 2 shots were fired, remember? Like you said, Edgeworth, one of them was the bullet I shot through that balloon. But the second, that wasn't me. Oh, really? Then who did fire it? The real assassin, but not the killer. His plan was to come after the president with a knife. No, the most likely suspect here is the piece cowering quietly in the corner. Our lily-white queen over there.
What?
Ms. Lloyd.
Again with this? I'm not your danged assassin!
But is that really true? I, for one, don't believe it.
Oh my god, off topic, but still on Grandmaster topic. Rachel started reading it. I'm so excited.
The gun in the trash can, it can only belong to you.
I'm so sick of this guy.
As soon as I shot that balloon, I rushed over to help Rook escort the president back onto the plane. I left Rook here in this room while I secured the president in the safe room. When I came back out, Rook was lying there on the ground. Miss Journalist must have shot Rook while we were escorting the president off stage.
How could she have gotten here?
That single killer shot was fired by the gun you found in the trash can. So you don't actually know when the victim was struck by the bullet, do you?
Sorry, I'm pulling back my hair. I need to trim it again. I can't believe how much it's grown in just a month.
The knight doesn't protect the rook, Edgeworth. He protects the king.
Ooh, hell yeah. How far is she? I don't know for sure. She just kind of started it. But hold on, let me pull up the texts. I was also kind of like half conscious listening or reading the texts. Because I was like doing other thing. No, she's very charmed by Wei Wuxian so far, but I don't think she's very far. I don't think she's gotten to like the other characters much yet. You want to translate?
He means that his only concern was protecting the president. Lose the king and you lose the game. Isn't that the first rule of chess? But a win in which a key piece is sacrificed is a hollow victory indeed. Doesn't matter, it's still a victory. I kept the president safe. I win! Well, it's a bit early to be calling our little match in any case, for this is where our battle really begins.
Alright.
Hold it!
The victim really didn't take part in your little plan then, did he? Nope, and we kept him in the dark on the details.
So he really thought that the president was in danger? But wait, he must have noticed that the shot came from right next to him?
Maybe he did. Guess we'll never know. And even if he did know it was a sham, he still had a job to do. He still had to protect his king. And he was able to make a judgment like that in a split second? Impressive. He really was as capable as they say. Not so capable that I couldn't read him like a book. I made it so he had no choice but to go along with our little performance.
I see. Yeah, I'm excited for her to get further in and then get to volume 2 so then I can talk about Yi City arc.
Hold it!
Some things never change.
Why do that? You and the president both knew the whole thing wasn't real. But it had to seem real. There were people everywhere. It's not a good look, right? Imagine if someone had spotted a man who'd just been shot at, hanging out in his plane sipping grape juice like he didn't have a care in the world. And what was the victim doing during all of this? Who knows? I was in the safe room, like I said. Anyway.
Hold it!
Where on the ground exactly? Right where he is now, the middle of the floor. The door to the outside was shut though. Guess the bullet must have hit him right before he closed it. And thanks to his little blunder, my whole plan fell apart.
Mr. Knight, you mustn't talk that way.
He may have kept you safe, Mr. President, but he isn't here to save your good name. I'd call that dereliction of duty. What would you call it? An honorable try, which is more than what you'd give, I'd say. Sorry, but that's just how it is.
Hold it!
Weren't you and Mr. Rook both carrying bulletproof attaché cases? Yeah, opened them right after Rook spotted the laser sight. We moved into covering positions and used them to shield the president. So the bullet that hit Mr. Rook traveled through a gap in that defensive shield? Do you really believe Ms. Lloyd to be that skilled a marksperson? No. She was aiming for the president. That makes her a lousy shot. So it was pure coincidence that Mr. Rook was hit? And the bullet simply happened to find its way past your attaché cases and through the gap in his vest? Seems crazy to me too, but the facts are the facts. It was a shot in a million, but the shooter hit the bullseye, and the proof is in your hands.
Hold it!
So the second shot had nothing to do with you? Right. That one was fired by your little friend. Imagine the scoop she'd have bagged if it had hit its mark.
I'm a journalist, you hear? I don't make facts, I report them.
Yeah, a journalist who signed up to a fake assassination plan in the hopes of getting a story.
That's not...
Look, I'll admit it, I set the whole thing up. And your role was to aim that laser pointer at the president. It's not my fault that was enough for you. You were the one who decided to bring a gun to the party. Who knows, maybe you thought if you kept on shooting you could shut me up too?
She should have.
So Mr. Knight's suggesting that he first fired one shot and then Ms. Lloyd fired one more.
Yeah, basically implying that Tabby also had a gun on her. Beats me where she could have got one from, but hey.
His entire testimony is pure conjecture. He can't prove any of it.
You're right. Let's hit him with some cold, hard, undeniable evidence. Let's kill him.
He's like, "Okay, I just don't let me see."
He like gets tired of it after a while. He's like, okay, fine.
Just don't let me see what happens.
Okay. My thing is the gun. It's the same model as the victim, and it also has 2 spent bullets. So where was shot number 2?
Objection!
And also it's the same model as your gun. Where'd she get that?
So you contend that it was you who shot the balloon and Ms. Lloyd who shot Mr. Rook? Are you sure about that?
It's been a while. We haven't gotten "Are you sure about that?" in a little while.
Sure, I'm sure. While what you've proposed would indeed match up with the total number of shots heard, the gun from the trash can itself has also been fired twice. Now, why would the supposed number of shots heard from this gun differ from the number of spent rounds? It's simple. Because it was planted. Planted by the real perpetrator of the crime.
Somebody faked the evidence?
Yes. And if you think about it, their reason for doing so is obvious. To ensure that whoever found the gun would conclude that the shooter had been in the spectator area. And in order to do that, they had to make it seem as if both shots had come from this one weapon.
I get it! So that's why it's got 2 spent rounds, huh?
Precisely. And as we have already proven, the bullet that burst the balloon came from a different weapon. Which makes it entirely possible that the bullet which killed Mr. Rook didn't come from this gun either. Huh! Nice work, Edgeworth. That's some high-grade sleuthing. But why don't you get to the point? You've come this far. Spit it out. Oh, I intend to. Don't worry.
Oh, I bet he does spit. I really don't see him as a swallower. He's a spitter. No less respect. He's still doing it, but, you know.
The person who really shot Mr. Rook was
fucking you, dude.
you, Mr. Knight. You're the one who murdered Mr. Rook. Oh, finally got up the courage to say it, huh?
Surely not. Surely you wouldn't have.
It wasn't only the killer who tried to take advantage of this fake murder plot. You killed Mr. Rook, hoping that he would look like an accidental victim of the bungled assassination. With the president locked away in the safe room and the door of the airplane tightly closed, it was just you and Mr. Rook, alone, together.
Wiggles eyebrows.
And that was when the third bullet was fired, right into your colleague's body.
Objection!
Wait, you're really gonna claim there's a third one now? You just said only 2 gunshots were heard. Wanna tell me how that works?
2 were heard, but 3 could have been fired.
Idiot. Airplane cabins are practically soundproof, Mr. Knight. If you close the door, nothing can be heard from the outside, not even gunfire.
But wasn't the president right next to the door?
Very true, which means he may have heard the shot himself. Well, Mr. President,
No, I didn't hear anything.
but you can observe this room through your security feed, can you not?
The camera in this room isn't normally on. I have to manually switch it on when I enter the safe room.
And that's what you did this time too, right?
Well, that is...
What's gotten into him? Mr. President, this is vitally important!
Please, President Wong.
Fine, I was busy hiding under the bed covering my ears.
What? Even though you knew the whole thing wasn't real?
Yes, because I hate the sound of guns.
Okay, he's real for that.
Just the slightest hint of that awful noise and I was just too much.
Kay getting gagged is so funny. Oof, that there's sadder than a pot of overcooked crawfish.
Mr. Knight, you saw that President Wong was cowering beneath the bed. And what's more, you knew from the monitor bank that the security camera for this room hadn't been switched on. Which means you knew that the circumstances were perfect for you to fire the third shot straight at Mr. Rook.
Knight? How could you? Could you really have betrayed my trust so horribly?
You think I killed the old halfwit? You don't trust me much, huh?
How old is he? 24? He was 30. He's old? Oh, I don't like that.
This is the thanks I get for putting my life on the line for you day after day.
I want to believe you, but...
I don't get it. I just don't get it. What is there to doubt here? What, you don't believe that the girl over there could have done it? No, because this gun isn't the murder weapon. We know this from the number of bullets fired. Yeah? Well, how do you know there wasn't a spent bullet from the start? What? Someone could have fired a bullet from that gun yesterday, or the day before.
And we could also just drop a bunch of frames. That would be really cool. I don't know why we're hiccuping. Okay, we're done.
Then today, another bullet. The bullet that hit Rook.
That's pure speculation, pal, and you know it.
Maybe. But can you prove it's not true? Not with any certainty, no. You're nothing without conclusive proof, so come on. A single piece of evidence straight through my heart. I dare you. Well, what are you waiting for?
There must be something. Mustn't there, Mr. Edgeworth? If we can't prove it, tabbies. Please, Ruffles. I messed up. I know I did. I should have never done what I did. Not even for a scoop. But murder? No, that ain't me. Ain't a murder's bone in my body.
Conclusive proof. If only I could prove that Knight's gun is the murder weapon.
I mean, forensic stuff, yeah?
Wait, perhaps I can. If you at least had the bullet that burst the balloon, you might have a scrap of credibility. Imagine, you could have run forensics to see if it matched my gun. If we had the bullet that killed Mr. Rook and stopped dropping frames, forensics could tell us which gun it was fired from. No proof, no case. End of conversation.
Objection!
Nuh-uh. Hold it right there. What now? You're not about to claim you do have proof? Of course I do. This ought to be good. Alright, bring it on.
God, he's so annoying. Yeah. I can't stand him.
Show me this proof of yours. The bullet that killed Mr. Rook is the key to ending our little game. Very well, my conclusive evidence is...
Isn't the bullet... Hold on. It's probably somewhere in the room then. I assume.
Not currently in my possession. Alright then, thanks for playing folks, but that's game over. However, it is here in this room.
What?
As we know, the bullet that killed Mr. Rook passed through his body. But where did it end its journey? Perhaps we should cast our minds back to an earlier conversation. After passing through his body, the bullet that took Mr. Rook's life then found itself lodged in the vest. He's right. If the president hadn't been wearing that vest, things could have been a lot worse. But now, of course, we know that the so-called assassination attempt was a complete fabrication. The vest was prepared in advance, made to look as if it had been hit by a bullet. Which begs the question, where is the real bullet? I like it. A twist. This is good stuff, Edgeworth. Come on then, don't keep us in suspense. Does any of the evidence point to where the bullet that killed Mr. Rook might have ended up?
Yeah, I think so.
Take that!
There's something very clearly missing from this room. Yes, a prosecutor with some common sense. Take a look at the bank of security monitors.
I love the idea of Edward just ignoring him when he's being annoying too.
Oh! I see you've caught on, Mr. President. Splendid. There are screens here showing views from all around this airplane, inside and out. The only external angle not covered is the right-hand side of the aircraft. And that's because one of the monitors is missing. There was a monitor in that space previously, wasn't there, Mr. President?
There was. I've no idea what my plushie is doing there now, though.
It appears to be someone's vain attempt to hide what is obviously lacking. But where did it go, and why? The why is easy enough to answer, because it was struck by a bullet. For if we were to believe that the bullet in the vest was the real deal, then anything that hinted at the existence of another bullet had to be removed.
So, where did the missing monitor go?
Where indeed? I believe that it must be hidden somewhere on this plane. After all, there wouldn't have been time to dispose of it outside the aircraft. Detective Gumshoe, conduct a search if you would.
Right away, sir.
Mr. President, extraterritoriality, remember?
I have no objection to the search. Please, go ahead. If it will help us discover the truth behind what happened to Rook, I will not stand in your way.
I love how Rook is like the popular guy.
Well, what are you? I don't believe this. Rook this, Rook that. Don't you ever think about anybody else?
Jilted lover.
The search has been authorized, Detective, if you wouldn't mind.
Gumshoe said, okay, here I go. Sir, I found the monitor. Hell yeah.
Excellent work. Now go ahead and extract the bullet.
Let's see. If I put my hand in here and just... Come on, come on. Come on. Got it! Dude, don't do that. That's glass.
Well, would you look at that. Blood. This is the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. There's no doubt about it.
Hey guys, we know that he died here because there's a blood stain.
And there you have it, Mr. Knight. The single piece of evidence you requested, straight through your heart. Even you must now admit, if this bullet didn't come from this spectator area gun, then Ms. Lloyd cannot be Mr. Rook's killer. What? No pithy? 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 Is it pithy or pithy?
Either way, I hate this word.
No annoying comeback. I'm saying that instead. Detective, have forensics analyze the bullet for striations, and compare them to the gun we found.
Yes, sir. We'll get the evidence you need. You can count on it.
All right. Let's hear what forensics has to say.
Our findings are as follows, sir. Firstly, the blood on the bullet is indeed that of the victim,
proving that it was the bullet that killed Mr. Rook.
Secondly, we found Mr. Knight's fingerprints on the gun,
probably from when I handed all the evidence over to him. Now for the key part, the striations. If they're not a match, then Ms. Lloyd is in the clear.
Lastly, the striations on this bullet are a match with this weapon. Short eye. Okay, pithy. Okay.
What? But how could that be?
No way! Oh, come on! There's no doubt about it, sir. This is the gun that fired the bullet.
How?
Well, isn't that something? Conclusive proof that I was right. What's the matter? You didn't think you had me backed into a corner, did you? Guess you misread the board. 'Cause the only one backed into a corner here is you.
Okay. Hold on. Time to stretch. Gah. Oh, my back. My lower back is killing me, and I must confess, so are my knees, Okay. Oy. Oy. Y'all better be doing something also when I do this. It's not just for me. Everyone should be stretching in some way, even if it's just your fingies or toes, wrists, neck, mouth, jaw. Ugh. Okay. All right.
There's no denying it. Forensics proved that the gun and the bullets are a match.
Sorry, I just got really distracted. I forgot this song is a banger.
The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the spectator area. So who pulled the trigger? It can't have been me. I was up on stage. Which leaves your little friend. The hat killed Rook. She's the murderer and you just proved it. Your move, Edgeworth. But just remember two things. One, where you found that gun. And two, which gun the fatal bullet came from. Whichever way you look at it, I can't have been the shooter. How did it come to this? Me and the president, we admitted to faking the assassination attempt. Now it's your turn to admit something. Who the killer really is.
There's no way Tabby did it. Is there?
Don't let him get to you, Kay. We just need to go over his statements again. There must be something further we can deduce from them.
Okay, let's do this, Mr. Edgeworth. See, you can never win because you don't have a weird girl.
Hold it!
No, that's...
Objection!
What was it you said? That forensics would back you up? How does it feel to be shot in the chest by your own conclusive proof, huh? Not so good, I imagine.
The bullet and the gun are a match, Mr. Edgeworth. That kinda has to mean that Tabby pulled the trigger, no?
Even so, I simply cannot accept that. But sir, there's no denying the evidence. There isn't. So what am I missing? If I assume Ms. Lloyd to be innocent, then the gun and the bullet shouldn't be a match. What is it, Kay?
I was just thinking, if the evidence points to something that doesn't seem possible, then maybe there's something wrong with it.
You're asking me to call the evidence into question?
Well, there's no way Tabby did this, right? So if the evidence says that she did, then the problem must lie there. She said, turn your thinking around.
You seem very sure about this.
Call it my great thief's intuition.
Intuition, huh? Still, she could be right. I simply don't believe Ms. Lloyd to be a malicious liar, which means... As someone who believes that evidence is everything in court, the irony is not lost on me, but... If I were to call on a piece of evidence into question, it would have to be...
Oh, gee. To me, it's the gun, if either of these, because how do I say? The gun is the same model for all of the bodyguards. How did she get that gun? Okay, hell yeah.
If something untoward is going on here, it would have to involve the weapon, not the bullet. After all, we only just recovered the bullet a little while ago. Furthermore, we know that Mr. Knight had an opportunity to handle the gun.
True.
Now hand over your evidence that you have gathered and remove yourselves from this plane.
I'd do as he says if I were you, Edgeworth. This can't really be the end of the line, can it? Indeed, he had ample opportunity. There's no doubt that this gun is the weapon that was used in the crime. Which means that it must belong to...
Bitch.
The gun belongs to Mr. Knight. He switched them around. That has to be it.
Okay. That's what I've been trying to say this whole time, but Edgeworth couldn't hear me.
Hold it!
Mr. Knight,
Objection!
I'm tired of his ass. Actually, you know what? I'm not even reading this. He pissed me off so bad just now. He actually triggered me so bad just now. That actually triggered my fight instinct. I don't even want to read these lines. I'm actually so mad. Okay. That made me so angry. I know interrupting people is just kind of part of like conversation sometimes, especially with people who don't speak English and speak like Japanese or other languages where it's like culturally normal to kind of like talk over each other. But there's a difference between interrupting and interrupting. You know what I mean? Where it's like the well-intentioned interruptions where you're like trying to agree with someone, or you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, like hold on just a second. Can we do like, or can I say blah blah blah? Or like, you know, interruptions where you like get excited and you're like, sorry, go ahead. Like Megan and I were actually talking about that the other night. Like I was like, yeah, well, we interrupt each other all the time, but it's not that type of interruption. But that type of interruption is genuinely triggering to me. Actually, my boss did it to me the other day, and I was like, I'm sorry, could you please let me finish what I was saying? Okay. I'm actually so mad. Okay. Leave your little friend. I don't think so. Well, this is your gun.
Objection!
Get fucked. I'm so done with your shit.
admit it. You switched the guns, didn't you, Mr. Knight? That's why the markings match the weapon in question. It was yours all along.
Sorry, I forgot his voice. I was too busy. I was angry. I'm angry. It's fine. It's not real.
An intriguing move there, Edgeworth. And you must have made the switch when I handed over the evidence, while I was busy trying to make the case for remaining on the investigation. You took the laser sight from the gun we found in the trash can and put it on your own. Then, not long afterwards, you handed that gun back to me instead of the one we found.
Yeah, on purpose interruption is the worst. Yeah. No, that like very deliberate, like you can tell when it's like someone's talking over you because they think they're more important or they think they're better. That type of interruption. And you know it's very distinct. And it makes me really heated.
I did, huh? You think I somehow knew you'd find, let alone run forensics on that bullet sometime in the future? Is that so strange? You're a chess player after all. A man well used to thinking several moves ahead. I'm flattered. But as much as it pains me to admit it, you're overestimating my abilities. Besides, do you even have any proof that I made the switch?
I'm gonna redact this man myself. Oops. I pulled out my own headphones. I'm sorry, Mr. Microphone. I'm sorry, Mr. Headphone Jack. I'm definitely guilty of being terrible at judging when the pause is over type of interruption, though. No, and that's different. I don't mind that. That's, like, different. But people who interrupt and then, like, change subject or interrupt you to correct you in a very, like, rude way like that, both of those really set me off, but especially the latter really makes me angry. The other one, the one where people, like, interrupt you and then, like, switch subject, that just makes me really sad. But the interrupting you and, like, actually you, that shit makes me angry. The gun is the same model as mine. Weird, sure, but it's just a coincidence. And look, there's a laser sight attached. Also, take a look in the cylinder. 2 spent bullets. Just what we'd expect to see. So what proof do you have that I switched the original gun out for mine, huh? None, that's what. You say I'm overestimating your abilities. You surprise me. What can I say? I'm a modest guy. More modest than you, that's for sure. I hate this man. Everywhere except at the chessboard, that is. I don't remember him being quite this grating. Well, I don't see a chessboard here, do you? Shame. Still, guess that gives you a nice excuse. I didn't mess up. I just didn't have the right evidence. I don't think I'll be the one making excuses. Rather, I didn't mess up. They just got lucky with the evidence. Will be your excuse, I'd imagine.
Hold it!
A coincidence, you say? Or was it a necessity? It can be both. It can't be both, pal. Sure it can. We bodyguards need to protect the president. And the girl needed to use a gun, but she probably doesn't know a whole lot about them. It's not so far-fetched for her to pick something she's heard of that we also happen to use.
Okay, but why a revolver? Why is that your go-to gun?
It's probably something to do with its ease of use. No spent casings to chase down, for example.
I mean, the voice does actively make it worse. No, the voice is funny. I love doing the voice. Oh! Walls breaking down, people dying. But his obstruction, I don't remember being this annoying. Exactly. The perfect tool for a job where you can't afford to fail or don't know what you're doing. Still, coincidence, necessity, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference either way.
Hold it!
Anyone can attach that, you dumb biatch.
Because you swapped it on there. Put up or shut up, Edgeworth. Where's your evidence? Well, that is... Don't go making accusations you can't back up. Or did your daddy ever Oh my god!
Oh my god. Holy shit. Hold on, I want to take this. I want to go to that. I want to screenshot that. That's crazy.
Hold it!
That's crazy. That's Jesus. Okay. All right.
Hold it!
I've been meaning to ask, actually. What about your own weapon? How many spent bullets are in its cylinder?
Oh, there's no way of telling. He's been messing with it. This old girl here, well now. He's been shooting it and shit this whole time.
I let loose a few rounds earlier, as you saw. He reloads his gun every time he fires it? But even if I were to tell you how many there were at the time, you'd have no way of verifying that. Of course. In order to swap the guns properly, he'd have to maintain the right number of bullets per gun.
Well, agree to disagree, I guess. You can be sure that I love you because I really could not handle this voice from anyone else. I would have dipped. Thank you. Love you too. Don't worry, you're gonna have a nice package from me soon. I'll send it after Christmas.
He didn't have the chance to put on any gloves, though, which means... Alright, I think it's about time you did the right thing and resigned, don't you? Game's all but done, see?
So what proof do you have that I switched the original gun out for mine? That's what.
Hold it! Objection!
We do so have proof, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
We won't be given the chance to investigate any further. I'll have to work with what we've gathered. Think, Miles, think. Consider all the possibilities. If you've got the goods, it's now or never.
How are we supposed to prove? How are we supposed to prove he switched the guns?
Unfortunately, we don't have any direct evidence of his wrongdoing. But that in itself is proof of a kind.
Because otherwise the striations shouldn't line up like they do. Right, sir?
Right. We must carefully consider and infer what we can from the evidence he brings up in his testimony. The truth is in there somewhere.
I'm tired of this guy. Okay. Just what we'd expect to see. Let me take a look at this fucker again. Okay, there's nothing new. Okay. I'm thinking. How many shots were there? One to the Steel Samurai. And then there was a second one on the tape. And then third one to Rook? What was it? Okay, hold on. What were the other statements again? Gun is the same model. Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. Okay, okay. Oh, I think this is the statement. I think it's the revolver again, right?
Objection!
Okay, sick. Because
I have your proof right here. That's your proof? I think you've been working too hard, Edgeworth. Not the gun itself, the evidence it carries. Evidence that will prove, once and for all, that it does in fact belong to you.
okay.
I'm looking forward to this. Go ahead, make your move. What's about to come into play? The rook? The bishop? Not a pawn, surely. The evidence the gun will provide takes the form of...
Hold on. What do you say about this again? 2 spent bullets, okay. Part of the grip. Okay, he doesn't say anything. I'm thinking. Okay, maybe I need to adjust my thinking here. I think it has to do with bullet markings. Nope, just kidding. No, because they match this gun. Okay, never mind. Okay. Fingerprints, then, might be it. I don't know what blood would have to do with it. Okay.
Fingerprints. Namely your fingerprints, Mr. Knight.
Objection!
My prints? Puh! Of course my prints are on the gun. You handed it right to me when you gave up the evidence. How could they not be on there?
Objection!
What if I told you there are prints on a part of the gun that you shouldn't have touched at any point? What? Where? You can't prove that. Oh, but I can. There is a place where your fingerprints could never have been left if things happen as you say.
Oh, is it the cylinder?
Allow me to present the final piece of evidence that will bring our game to its rightful conclusion.
Okay.
Here, look closely at the cylinder, detective.
2 bullets fired. But where are the prints we're looking for, sir? Oh, okay, JK. Oh, and then it must be the laser side. Oh, because he would have taken the laser side off. Okay, that makes sense.
This is a laser sight.
It can be lined up with the target to make aiming a bit easier.
Yes, while that is certainly true, it also increases the risk of your target realizing that they're in your sights.
But I bet you wouldn't realize it if it were you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why? Because I'm wearing red, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. How did you guess? Okay, I guess not. Oh, so it is the bullets. Okay, it was the bullets. Okay. The game gaslit me.
You didn't indeed switch the guns when I handed you the evidence. But if that were all you had done, your deception would have been easily detected. Because the number of bullets fired by each gun was different.
Okay, I was right. My logic was right. The game getting there was strange. There were 2 spent bullets in the gun we found. Yeah, but what about Mr. Knight's gun?
We know that he fired 2 bullets from the stage into the balloon. And he fired another bullet into Mr. Rook, ending his life.
3 bullets, I been said!
So 3 bullets in total, plus the few odd ones he let loose in shock during our little game. And after each shot, he reloaded his gun out of habit. With his bare hands, of course. Officer, where exactly were Mr. Knight's fingerprints found? The ones you mentioned in your report.
Sir, they were found on the exterior of the weapon, but also on the bullets themselves.
Get fucked. I'm not sure how they could have gotten there from just me handing you the evidence, Mr. Knight.
I want him to be like, fancy that.
Fancy that, you piece of shit.
Ugh,
that's... And there we have it. Proof that you did indeed switch the guns. This gun, the one which fired the bullet that killed Mr. Rook, is yours. And in taking his life, you are the true assassin. I didn't...
Checkmateだ.
Checkmate.
No! Oh. Those were all some familiar little items.
I was going to be the new chief of security. That blasted Rook. If it hadn't been for him, I would have been in charge by now. I would have been in control of the whole team. My plan was perfect. The fake assassination was supposed to be flawless. Detective Gumshoe.
Right away, sir. Thank God.
Curse you, Edgeworth! Our game isn't over yet. I'm afraid that this is as far as we go for today. Idiot. The next moves we play will be in the courtroom. But it's not fair! It's not fair!
Thank God he's gone. I'm tired of his ass.
Mr. Edgeworth, I owe you a debt of gratitude. You exposed a murderer within the ranks of my own personal guard. I will not soon forget that.
He's suddenly very presidential again, now that we're back outside the plane.
He puffed his little suit back up.
I saw it, you know, when I first proposed the fake assassination to him.
More lines.
You want me to handle it, not Rook?
Rook refused, but I can rely on you, can't I?
Of course, sir. You can count on me. I'll put together a plan that can't possibly fail, and he'll play his part like the pawn he is.
The hatred in his eyes was plain to see. He despised poor Rook. I was not entirely comfortable about moving forward with Knight in charge of our little deception. And looking back, I think he sensed my discomfort. I can't help thinking I played a part in his decision to end Rook's life.
Mr. President, none of this would have happened if you hadn't plotted to fake an attempt on your life. That was your crime, and it is the crime you will have to live with.
You are right. I can only apologize for the part I played. And I will no doubt be made to pay for my actions in one way or another. But I thank you nonetheless. You solved the riddle of Rook's demise, and for that I shall be eternally grateful. I will be here in your country for a little while longer yet. But when I have returned home, perhaps you will visit us in Jungfa. You will always be welcome.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all don't know how grateful I am. All's well that ends well.
Ms. Lloyd, the accusation of murder made against you was, of course, entirely groundless. But the fact remains that you were a willing participant in the staged assassination attempt. The police will no doubt wish to speak to you about the matter. You should be aware that you may well be punished for your actions.
I know. And I'm awful sorry about everything. Truly I am.
I understand your desire for a scoop, but there are limits.
There sure are. I got me some serious thinking to do. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. That was something else. Local prosecutor solves assassination conundrum. Earns eternal gratitude of president. Dude, that headline's so long. It reminds me of the episode of The Office where he like does the headline and it's like so long. How's that for a headline? Hey, that there's my apartment. Mr. Prosecutor, how's it feel to solve such an important case? You must be over the moon.
She certainly doesn't stay down for long. No comment.
Dang, you're one tight-lipped son of a gun.
As well I should be. This case is not over yet.
It isn't? How come, sir?
Because until we unravel the story behind this, the case will never be completely over.
Oh, motherfucking, the killer?
Take that!
The killer's calling card.
Mr. DeKiller has yet to complete his assignment.
You mean he might still try to murder the president?
I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm not, this could all blow up into something more sinister yet. As one would expect with the attempted assassination of a president, the case was all over the news. And my preparations for Mr. Knight's trial were constantly interrupted by requests from the press. There wasn't a person in the land who didn't know about the case. Everybody was talking about it. But in the midst of the frenzy that followed, nobody noticed that this was only the first move, in a game far bigger than any of us could have imagined.
And it's all up from here. And it's all up from here! Thank God! God, I'm so excited. God, yeah. Ah, bark. Yay. Oh, it's all uphill from here. Well, I'm excited. Let me look at my little calendar. Calendar. Yeah, I'll probably do another stream. If I do another stream of Ace Attorney this week, it'll probably be either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day evening. We'll see. Yay, this case is over. Yeah, I feel similarly. This case brings down this game, but it's not even just the whole case. It's just that last part. Because the rest of this game is so good. Probably Christmas Day evening, but we'll see. Or it might even be like an afternoon that I do it. We'll see. But at the very least, Sunday. There will be more. I'm so excited. This next case is really fun. Oh my god, the next case is Okay, I just remembered what's happening. Oh my god. Okay, I'm normal again. Tomorrow, more Persona 5. Oh my god, tomorrow, more Persona 5 tomorrow. Okay, I'm brute forcing the end of this year to be fun, and it's happening. So, tomorrow, 6 p.m. my time. Ace Attorney, sometime this week. Maybe middle of day, maybe evening. We'll see. I'll figure it out. There will be an event up. In the meantime, you know the drill. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Be good to yourself. Be kind. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Please wear a mask. I am begging. At this point, just do it. It's... Please. Please? Eat the rich. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you when I see you. Which is hopefully tomorrow. Okay, bye!